My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Okay. Prime Minister Edi Rama said that no amount of protesters can stop him, so the Albanian took that as a challenge. Protests against Kushner's Epstein Island 2.0 continue into the night. Alright? It's 2 minutes and 35 seconds. Let me just go over it like this. I mean, who the Prime Minister think he is? Did he think the land belonged to him and for him to go sell it just because the people voted him to be the Prime Minister? Alright, I went through it really quickly, alright? Because I can't play it properly anyway. So pretty much it seemed like the Albanians went to the street. If they don't do that, they'll turn just like Palestine. Okay, you give them an inch, they'll destroy you. Okay? Imagine the arrogance and hubris of a political parasite whose job it is to represent the people, making a statement about no amount of protesters can stop him. His outrageous comment is indicative of all the so-called leaders in our nation. They've forgotten their place, and it's way past time to remind them and put them back in their boxes. The president of Albania, who's that? Okay, so that's his name here. Is part of the same regime and just as guilty as there's that. So, if they have a prime minister, why do they need a president? Okay, I don't know the system. Okay, so it's my ignorance that's talking here. The state must take action and remove, I guess that's him, okay, and send him directly to prison. No politicians throwing a disrespectful challenge like that to the people will survive long. Will Trump send weapons to the Albanian people? This is how that works. Well done, Albania. Keep it up. They'll be eating your kids next. Yeah, pretty much. All right, let's add one more. I have a long list about Albania. Again, it's just time. I should start editing. Okay, so did I put it twice? I think I did. Yep, I put it twice. Okay, so this is the next one. Let's pause this. This island deal of Kushner's is far worse than I ever suspected. This is a fortified military installation with its own bunker city. This is not a resort. Let's see here. Y'all need to check this out. The Albanian situation is getting more intense by the day. Apparently, Saudis entered the chat. This is top tier reporting. Okay. I don't know anything. I saw it. I thought I'd share it with you. It's 2 minutes and 20 seconds.
Buying that island in Albania to turn it into a luxury resort. The story that they've put out is that this is a luxury resort project backed by the Saudis and facilitated by the Albanian government. So this is the island here. Look what even Google Maps has labeled this as, firstly. But let's zoom out a bit. That island is here, right there. It is at the exact point where the Adriatic Sea becomes the Ionian Sea, approximately 56 miles from Italy. The single most important geographic fact to understand is that whoever controls this island, Strazan, controls the Strait of Otranado. This narrow choke point between Albania and Italy is the only maritime gateway between the Adriatic and the Mediterranean. Historically, every single navy that has ever wanted to dominate this area or control trade through it has had to occupy and fortify Sazan. This means a lot of the work is already done for them. There are 3,600 nuclear survivable bunkers on this island. There's also 10 miles of underground tunnels connecting command posts, ammunition stores, submarine pens, and hideouts. There are Soviet submarine pens and deep-water anchorages already there, ready for use. All of this militarizing of the island, preparation for nuclear war, was done during the Hoxha regime. I will do a separate video about the Hoxha regime in Albania. But here's the full chain of control. It passed from the Ottomans to the Italians to the Albanians to the Soviet Navy, back to the Albanians, and now suddenly it's going to a private American cartel. The through line here is that it has been a military garrison for the local navy. The exception at the end is that it's now being sold to Jared Kushner. Why is Europe allowing the Project 2025 guys to buy their own nuclear garrison in the middle of the Adriatic Sea?
That's because they're all part of it. They want to take control of the world. They want to militarize the entire world. Okay? I didn't even know about this, but I had a full sense of the intention. So this is adding to it.
Well, we're not, because this was Albania yesterday. Shout out to anybody that was there, you absolute legends. It's not technically correct to say that it's Kushner and Ivana that are buying this island either. This is the Delaware Corporate Registry. This is the entity Atlantic Incubation Part.
Okay, it's much bigger than that. If those MAGAs in the US think Trump care about their feelings and whatever, their racist kind of thing, they are truly mistaken. Okay, they're using them to do the dirty work because African American is preventing them from going full-blown, I don't know, psychotic. What's the term for it? World destroyer? That's the only thing I could think of. Because anything that is stable, happy, healthy, they don't want it. They want to destroy it. Oh my goodness. Is there more? Okay, that might be my last. That's a freaking thread. Okay, that definitely the last video. Let's listen to this.
So, Jared Kushner had a relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. And now we're finding out that Jared Kushner and Ivanka are buying an island, or have an island. I'm not sure where the status of that is right now. Holy crap, man. This dude, Jared Kushner, has been making billions off of representing the United States government.
Unbelievable.
And now he's buying an island. What are you going to do on that island, Jared? Why do you need an island? Why do you need to hide? What are you hiding? This is at the point of in-our-face ridiculousness. So, Jared Kushner had a relationship with...
It's playing over. There's more videos. So let's listen to this. I'm just letting them play, okay? I'm learning this as I'm sharing it with you, alright?
I just landed in the Netherlands today, and I've done a little bit more research and found out that the company destroying the Albanian wetland I've been covering all week, the one that's triggered 7 days of consecutive protests and a criminal investigation, is registered right here in Amsterdam. It's the Zvernets South Adriatic Development. That's the company behind the Kushner Resort that's bulldozing one of the last wild coastlines in Europe. It's owned through a chain of Dutch shell companies. That's managed by a trust office on the Stravinsky-Laan in Amsterdam. So Dutch corporate law allows you to hide who really owns a company as long as no single person holds more than 25% of the shares. So the real owners actually stay anonymous. And behind that anonymity, Balkan Insight found a network that includes someone linked to the Italian mafia, a disgraced judge, a convicted forger's family, and one of Albania's most powerful oligarchs. So I think this isn't just an Albanian problem, because Dutch corporate structures are actually being used to obscure the ownership of a project that is under active criminal investigation. Honestly, I have no words. I am Dutch. I live in Albania, and I think the Netherlands needs to know about this. But whoever wants to learn more about this is the information that I have right now. I will share the link to the article written by Balkan Insights in the link in my bio. Let me know what you think.
When I said they all over, okay, not even knowing all those details of this information, their intent made me believe of some of the things that I said. This is why I said, in my humble opinion. But now there's more people who sort of adding to some of the things that I've said with more concrete evidence and more informational type of things. It's like a group of people who, I would say, let's say mafia type of people, where they used to run from the government of their respective countries, and then Putin showed them how to own it. All right, you become the government, and that's what is happening here. All right, with so many other things that I've shared with Scott Pelley saying they will glorify stupidity, he didn't say it like that, and then demonize facts and evidence and things like that.
But in this moment, this morning, our sacred rule of law is under attack. Journalism is under attack. Universities are under attack. Freedom of speech is under attack. And insidious fear is reaching through our schools, our businesses, our homes, and into our private thoughts. The fear to speak in America. Power can rewrite history with grotesque, false narratives. They can make criminals heroes and heroes criminals. Power can change the definition of the words we use to describe reality.
So, and this is why they capture all form of communication. They do not want people to know this. And now it's up to the people like her and whatever I'm able to come across to share with you. Okay, so there's more. That's another video.
Thousands took to the streets of Albania's capital this week with a message for their prime minister.
Albania is not for sale.
They're demanding authorities stop the construction of a $1.4 billion luxury coastal resort backed by Jared Kushner's investment firm, Affinity Partners.
It will be basically another city.
Protesters went to the site of the proposed development today, which sits on the country's Adriatic coast and wildlife reserve, home to seals, nesting sea turtles, and flocks of flamingos. In a podcast earlier this week, Ivanka Trump discussed how she and her husband stumbled upon the area's untouched beauty while on a friend's boat.
We swam to the islands. We went on a hike, barefoot all the way up to the top, and we were just captivated.
Albania's prime minister insists the project will transform tourism and the country's economy.
The aim is to make something unique that will be amazing for Albanians, but it will be also a gift of Albania to all of you in Europe.
The prime minister says under his watch, this project will move forward. Jurica, Albania's national anti-corruption agency, says it has opened up an investigation into the luxury project.
And I think, the Biden administration must have known about some of those things. There's little hint here and there. Okay, this is not the first time I'm saying it. Little hint here and there, things that appear in the surface, but when I see them, I'm like, nah, that's not what they're trying to do. It's much more than that. That last election, 2024 election, this is an image. That's Ivanka with that person here. That last election, I truly believe they wanted Biden to do something. And Biden says, no, he's not going to do it. And they probably told him, if you're not going to do it, you better step down. Whoever that person is, I do not know. And that comment, I think, came from the UK. Why do I say it came from the UK? There's a video that I did, and I think they did not want to talk over the phone about that. Whatever they wanted Biden to do, or whatever communication back and forth, they probably did not want to talk over the phone with Biden. The only person Biden trusts, and they did not want to send the vice president or anything like that. I think they sent President Obama. My members might know about this. I don't know if I put it for my members or for everybody, but anyway, this is my opinion here. So when Biden sent Obama, because that's the only person I think he trusts, and then Biden went to get Obama went to the UK, where the prime minister is, to pass the information. He become the connection, and then when maybe Biden then agree with whatever they told President Obama, and he decided to step down. Now, once he stepped down and put Kamala as the next one, okay, and then you saw all the blueprint, whatever narrative they were gonna do to for Trump to campaign, it went out the window. What did they went about? Racism. Why? Because Kamala Harris is black. Although I do think Kamala Harris won. Okay, you saw they were burning ballot boxes. They tried to mess up things. Okay, and I think they truly stole the election. There's many things that came out already. I've shared on my community board that says Kamala won. So I don't know what's holding these people up to act, or maybe the people who were supposed to act on it or as corrupt or something like that, they probably paid them off to join the line. I don't know. But that's what I think happened. And then after the election, I remember I come across a video of, whenever I come across it again, I'm going to literally copy it and save it whenever I'm talking about it so I could share it with you. It was Kamala Harris. After the election, she lost. She knew she lost. And a television station was asking her a question or whatever it was. I don't remember the question, but I do remember what she said. She was like, oh my God, what did they done? They do, I'm paraphrasing. It's like, do they know, like the American people know what they have done? Okay? Because now I'm seeing what's going on globally, because this thing is not just America. They needed America to subdue, to join them. Okay, to do that is to make sure African American don't get involved. When you look at past history, this is my perspective. It could be full-blown BS that I'm talking here, but in my view, when you look at the history of things, when America is out there saving, let's say, the world, you could say, you could term it your own way, is going out there saving the world, preventing monsters from continue globalize chaos. Okay, America come in and put a stop to it. Who's usually behind those things, even though they don't give them credit? African Americans. Okay, this is why Israel is saying their greatest their greatest enemy, I'm paraphrasing again, I'll put the video where they were saying that, is African Americans.
Video of the Israeli government holding a private convention here in the United States. One of the people in attendance at this secret meeting was Judith Varnai Shorer. She's a former Israeli consul general who was operating out of Atlanta. She was one of the main people saying that the biggest problem that they had was young black people in the United States. But don't worry, they've got some black leaders on the payroll.
The major problem of Israel is with the young generation of the black community.
This was an Israeli government official who was saying this, not some low-level operative or some rogue member of their diplomatic corps. This was a senior member of their administrative government who was saying this on American soil. Their biggest problem wasn't Hamas or Hezbollah or the Palestinian Authority or Syria or even Iran. She said that Israel's biggest problem was young black people in the United States.
This is why I said in video 1 or 2 where I was talking about it, those Asians that are being boycotted, and this Asian guy was saying his beer. They don't get it. It's a bigger picture. Israel, okay, too many things popping up now. What Israel had tried to do, or is trying to do, and have already throw the nonsense out there, and some crazy minds are acting up on it, is for other groups to go against African Americans. And many of them have done that. Now, the Zionists, which is what I have said from the get-go, when I look at their behavior and action, they are the Nazi type of people. They just hijack the Jewish religion and make it their own. They are the same group of people, the same behavior. What they did to the real, whatever, you could call them the real Jews or whatever, the Holocaust type of behavior is the same thing that they just did to Palestinians. Same thing. And then now what they did is that they learned from their past mistakes, because that would have been, if nobody had stopped Nazis from the Holocaust thing, okay, after they have killed millions of people, they would have been so far ahead with their objective. So they learn from that. They regroup. They learn every country who stopped them. All right, and they invest in it. By investing in it is those idiots politicians who think they are part of the club, like Rubio and stuff like that. Once they get to their objective, he's gone. They don't need him. They know he's not pure white. He just have the light skin and the hair. They're using him. All right, they learned, the Zionists, who I believe are part of the Nazis. They just changed name and face, but it's the same behavior. They learn every countries, every group that prevent them, the Nazis, Germany's, from continue that thing. They learn from that. Who were the groups that stopped them? And then they become friendly with them. They use money to subdue them. And then they pick up wherever they left off. That's what it is. If those freaking racists see the bigger picture of them, of what's going on, they just helping the Nazis to continue the thing. After that, I don't know what's the objective for doing all of this, but at the end of the day, those racists who's doing like what's going on in the UK, is it UK or Ireland? They're burning people's home and things like that. They will be, well, they will have to deal with these people themselves. And they're already moving to the next stage. They're already moving to the next stage by the robots. There's a video I came across. They're giving guns to robots. The robots are moving freaking like human beings. They're flexible. All right. So once they program these robots, okay, they won't need those MAGAs or ICE agent and things like that. People need to find out who are the mastermind of all of this nonsense that's going on. Okay? It's bigger than what we are seeing here. But anyway, I'm done. I passed more than 30 minutes. All right? So let's do a prayer. The last prayer that I did was prayer for world unity. All right, so we keep that. Let's do this one. Okay, a prayer for unity. Oh, this one is blurry. You, God, are the model of perfect unity. We see in the Trinity a divine dance filled with sacrificial love, mutual submission, and beautiful independence. We long for unity in the global church. You told us that the world will know us by our love for each other. Forgive us for many ways we create division instead of unity. I'm surprised I was able to see it because it's very blurry. All right, so that is it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. God, help us. Help these people see what is going on. Despite the fact that governments have captured form of communication to prevent the people who wants to tell the truth from telling the truth.
But in this moment, this morning, our sacred rule of law is under attack. The fear to speak in America. Power can rewrite history with grotesque, false narratives. They can make criminals heroes and heroes criminals. Power can change the definition of the words we use to describe reality.
Make the people use their senses, because you give us these senses: sight, feel, taste, touch. Make them tap into these to see exactly what's going on. And those who already are tapping into their senses to read between the lines, those who already have that or have already tapped it, help them enhance those senses. So whatever information you're sending to us, or help us, we can only rely on you right now, because we are in deep shit. Okay? The world is in deep shit. It's bigger than what we are seeing. All right? It's not about black and white. They're making it about black and white because majority of black people are your pretty much your extension of your love and unity, or what you want the earth to be. So they do not want that. Okay? They do not want black people to be in existence, because I think we are their last defense. Black people are their last defense from reaching their global disaster, their global monster. I don't know what you call it, because everywhere they go is just destruction after destruction. I know that's not what you want this earth to be, but these people, that's what they want. They want anything that is opposite of you, Lord. All right, so I'm done with my ranting prayer. So that is that. Enjoy your life, guys. This is crazy. This is crazy. It's bigger, it's huge, and it's dangerous. All right, so we need to stop. We need to stop them. All right, so that's it. Thanks for watching.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness, and please come back.